You know what's concerning? If something had gone wrong, all anyone did was either laugh or be like, "Oh my God, is he dead?" So, well, let's check and do something about it. If I cracked my head on the floor and I was dead, then everyone would, but there was like 20, 25 seconds of everyone
was not. Don't exaggerate.
I would say.
We were right there.
I would say
the
10.
shit's about rubbish. What's happened? Oh my God.
When I don't want to be pulled up. GMat.
Is there anything for dessert or something? Oh, Mario! Oh my God!
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep. Yeah, we're on. This is good.
Ow!
This is good shit. This is like at Bruce's party on the weekend. I picked Ben up from his house, and I thought I was tired because I had 4 hours sleep from the charity stream. And then he's opened the door, and his eyes were even worse than mine. And we went to the pub the day. It was a big day. Bruce's thing, we'd go to the pub, and then we'd be going back to our place. But we're both at the pub. Everyone's getting beers, and we're like, 2 coffees, please. 2 coffees. I was hungry. 2 sandwiches and a coffee. Thank you. It was very lame. We were very lame at the pub.
Yeah.
Also, they didn't do. What was the guy about the coffee? Is they only do drip, and then you got really weird about it.
I didn't get really weird about it. He got really weird about it. I came back to the table and recounted the weirdness to you. Mm-hmm. So I went to the counter and I was like, "Hey, man," because it's like a proper, they've got all the with all the drink, all that shit. So I thought, this is a big place. They're doing lunch. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Who doesn't have coffee? It's desserts and shit. Wood fire pizza.
Yeah.
And so I go up to him like, "Hey, man, can I just get a couple of coffees? It's like a long black and a flat white." He's like, we don't really do coffee. It was the first time he'd been asked as well. He had to coffee, right? Thinking. So yeah, we don't really do coffee. We've got the drip, filtered coffee, the drip style coffee. But the way he said that wasn't we can do coffee. We got drip coffee. You happy with that?
But why would he say it we've got that? Would they use drip? Would they use it for anything else?
This is a staff thing. It's you can have some of our coffee if you really want a coffee, not a beer from a underground brewery. And I was like, yeah, if that's what you got, that's what you got. They had we got, I guess I can get full cream milk as well if you want milk. We'll just have a black. So it's yeah, okay. And then he had to be all right, coffee on the till. So,
I don't understand how people can go there. It's a nice place, right? I won't say the name of it.
Yeah, ish. Middling, I would say.
Oh. Ooh. I like
They've recently changed hands, and I'm honestly not impressed anymore. They were really good when we first moved here, and they had a different menu, and I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on what it is that's changed.
One less slice of chicken in the chicken burger.
I was
if you
fuming.
ask the professionals.
Also, they don't do the sticky chicken anymore.
They got rid of the sticky chicken, which is what I was telling you about and complaining about.
What is the sticky chicken?
Just
it doesn't
chicken.
Sound good.
It's sticky. It's fucking great. It's just chicken,
but sticky. Yeah. Okay.
Fried chicken, maybe spare ribs or something, and it's just got
Have they just renamed it? Because someone near us got drumettes, and they looked pretty sticky.
I had those, but
Maybe.
they weren't. No, we had them when I went with Mitch, and there was no. It was
I
no
don't know.
good.
It's kind of a honey soy business. I don't really know exactly.
A little bit of chilies and stuff.
It was
on
good
It
though.
was really fucking good.
And I miss it.
Okay.
And the guy who used to get us, he'd be recommend stuff to us, and he moved around the restaurant from table to table doing a type 5 with everybody.
Just doing bits. Yeah.
He was
manager.
Yeah. The only thing he managed was everyone's moods. I don't think he was on the books, and he was shit at that job too. Because I was like, can you fucking just let me eat? I have taken one mouthful since you were last here.
It's annoying those people who don't know when their welcome is outstayed. She's like, guys, how is everything? Yeah, it's really good, thanks. Great,
and the wife?
Great, yeah.
And a salad for the wife?
Yeah. So what else has been going on? No, if you feel that pause, that's for you to vacate the area so we can continue to chew.
We came here, we booked a table for 2. We came here to talk to each other. What are you doing? Yeah. And you can see other people, you could see him hit tables, and depending on how long he'd be there, you could see people's faces going.
It's that smile that goes from yeah, and then the eyes die, but the mouth is still there. So Thanks. Okay. You too, mate. You too, buddy.
I have to keep
All right,
smiling.
you too. Thanks. You too.
Have to keep that going because your people prepare our
you
food.
too. You too. Thanks. Yep. Thanks. Yep. No, just round the corner. We've just never been before. Okay, thanks. You too. Okay, have a great day. Yeah, you have a great day. All right, you have a great night, mate. Thank you. Thanks.
Look in this guy.
And then your food's cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I like I don't know. I like the atmosphere and I like how close it is. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. That's my
Proximity,
problem.
yeah.
Proximity is important to me.
I like their decor and everything.
All right, let's start a podcast. Well, Doro, we'll keep talking about this fucking this restaurant in just a moment, everybody.
Ooh, GMat. Yay.
Hello and welcome to episode 201 of the GMat. Hear that? I'm taking out the 100 now. I'm just doing 201.
Oh, yeah.
202.
Postcodes.
Probably as far as we'll go. The GMat podcast, everybody.
Is the slippery
GMat.
that I donated my jizz to for a while staying there?
Today's episode of the GMat... I have no idea what that intro said. Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com. Slobbery. Teespring.com/therealgmat. It is, yeah. You can
Holds
get
moisture.
that thing behind Ben on a jumper. It's great. That intro is brought to you by Wonderboy. Thank you, Wonderboy, for submitting an intro. You too can submit an intro by sending it to contact@therealgmat.tv or submitting it in the Discord. And support the podcast on Patreon, the patreon.com/thegmat podcast. You get extra content. It doesn't cost that much. It's worth it. Cut the music. So we're at this restaurant. Yeah.
You really spilled some shit on yourself,
I spilled tea. I just did a whole thing when I dropped the book and everything.
Oh, no.
Hello, everybody. My name's Matt. I'm the host of the GMat podcast. I'm joined on my right by Beppa J, filling in the seat for Aiden while Aiden's away. And across from me, Ben J.
Thank you so much. Shelley and I are very happy to be here.
Yes, and Ellie, of course. Ellie's there. She's really good for the thumbnails, actually. So if you could get like just something going here.
Ellie.
Audio listeners, Ben is looking at Ellie's bottom. And,
And she's down.
Oh, he's putting his finger inside her bottom. And he's feeling around. He's pulled out a small card. The card it's an ace of spades. Is that your card, Beck?
Oh my god!
Oh my God, Ben. How did you do that?
I just put a whole deck in there. And I just look for the one that I need.
Was there anything else funny about that restaurant? I feel like the thing I remember is that later on when we were at the party, it was like midnight or like quite late, and Bruce hadn't checked his phone all night and then got messages from people who'd gone to the restaurant.
That's right.
and we're like, where is everyone? And then he just never checked his phone, so I couldn't give him our address, and then they just went home. And he was like, oops.
Yeah.
It's good
Nice
times.
one, Bruce.
We did perk up. I really liked you at this party. I think I like a tired Ben. It takes a lot of the weight off being forced to drink too much.
What do you mean?
You were tired, exhausted. You wanted to have a nap. You were like party Ben is intense, but then you were just like brought down a notch by your natural lack of sleep. And so you were like, we're going to have a nap at about 7 p.m. I was like, yeah, let's do that. And you were like, it's good though. We got to go inside to get drinks because then we can pace ourselves, which is never a sentence I've heard you say. Pace ourselves. And I was just, it was thoroughly enjoyable. So I think I'm going to, next time we have like a party or something we got to go out to, I'm just going to come and throw stones at your window all night.
Just put a budgie in my room.
And
Yeah. Asleep.
So why were you tired,
Why
Ben,
was I tired?
for that day?
So I went out and hung out with my fam
Mm-hmm.
back in ye olde hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And the room that I was sleeping in, it was, I guess you could call it some sort of like a lounged room. There was sofas, couches, however you want to refer to it.
Kind of place people would live.
And it was a bit of a thoroughfare for the rest of the house. And there was a lot of dogs there. Like we took Shug. My family all has at least one dog each.
Uh-huh.
And then the place we were staying has 2 dogs.
So
Just a fuckload of dogs,
yeah.
man. There was at one point, I think, 5 dogs.
The small dogs?
2 were small,
Okay.
annoying yappy ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a small border collie cross, a Labrador, and Shug. And another Labrador, so there might have been 6.
Shit, that's too many dogs.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, they'll get along all right. It's an interesting dynamic.
Ours could never.
Back and forth. And so if you go to bed earlier than everyone else at like 12, 1 a.m., when they go to bed, the dogs come cruising through and they're like, oh, mattress, what's up? Oh, who we got in here? Let's sniff. I smell a dog. I smell people sleeping. What's going on? How stable is your face to stand on?
This person's
Pretty
on my level.
Whoa, this mattress is soft. This is where I'm going to sleep now. I'm just going to clean my feet from being right outside first. And so everyone comes through and the dogs come through and the lights go on and off. And also that's where if you have a budgie, I don't know if anyone at home knows this, but if you have a budgie, you keep it in the main room of the house.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's fine. Why not? You have a budgie, that's where you keep it. And you think birds are nice, you know, like you get the...
It's so pleasant.
When you wake up and then... No. Sort of every hour throughout the night. You just get it. and then in the morning at like whenever the sun comes up, like 6:30, it's just that
It's like a personified.
And then there'll be like 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds between. Because it's so early, you start to nod off again. And so that didn't help. And also, it was just like a little foam mattress, like the exact mattress you would have if everyone's coming over for my 12th birthday. We're all just going to camp out in the lounge room. And there'd be like a mattress that's this thin and a mattress that's that thin. And they would just get rolled out onto the floor and they're just thin foam, like soft foam.
Yeah.
So I was just sleeping on one of those in my pants and my shirt.
All smelling like smoke.
Smelling like smoke from the bonfire.
Yeah.
And I'm not child-sized anymore, unfortunately. Yeah. So when I lay on a mattress that's from Clark Rubber and is designed for a child, I just touch the ground immediately. Mm-hmm. So I was just laying on the ground. It was warm at least because the foam kind of becomes like a little blanket. But hardwood floors, not good to sleep on.
Yeah, I slept on that one that's under the couch.
Luckily, I never have any back problems, so it was fine. So I slept not at all.
So you had a bad 8 hours and I had a good 4 hours.
It was one of those ones where you never go into proper REM sleep or deep sleep. It's where like you close your eyes and you're dozing, but like if anyone was like, Ben, what's 2 + 2? I'd be like 4.
I remember you said in the car, you said, it's like I got sleep, but I also remember every bit of the night.
Yeah. So you're kind of sleeping, but you never dip right into like the
4. Yeah. That's a good bit.
Or like, hey, at what time did Matt come through? About 3:15. Like, you know everything that happens. How many times has the budgie gone off? 14, 15, I think. This hour.
Man, fuck birds and fuck bird owners.
Yeah, they're not a cool animal.
No, I don't like birds. I'm not a big fan of fish either. What? I know you love fish. I think fish are the birds of the sea.
I don't love fish.
I like fish as houses, but I don't like fish. Yeah, I would like an aquarium without the fish.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be fine.
Like a pool?
It's just like you have the cool light in there, the blue light, and the water moves around a little bit.
People have that and they just have like kelp or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seaweeds.
It feels like a weird way. It's like, oh, where's your fish? Well, I never had any fish. Also, what's with birds? They just shit in the little thing they're in.
Uh-huh.
The cage or the aviary or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then they also eat, I guess it's because they got no lips, but they eat seeds and they're just like out of the cage. You just get like this thing of seeds around the cage. Like, oh, they look at themselves in the mirror and they like tweet, 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 then eat and then
they're like Southerners chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
Ting. Yeah, I don't have the answer for you, Ben. I don't know what's up with birds.
Well,
I'm terrified of them.
I just think animals that are meant to be in the sky probably shouldn't be in a cage in your laundry, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
It's very poetic.
That's if you love something, set it free. She's definitely
and something that used to be a wolf probably shouldn't be on my armchair.
So we were talking about when we were at the pub before we came to the party, which was at our house. We were talking about, oh, this is good because it's Bruce's party, so my house will be empty, our house will be empty, so we can sneak inside, we can lay on those 2 couches I've got, we can have a nap side by side, it'd be fucking great. Aww. And then at some point we just gave up. We just went, I think it was after the first drink, you had a first drink and you were like, I'm definitely going to need that nap. And then you had half another one, you were like, all right, I think we just got to power through.
Push through.
Party.
Yeah. And then there was someone like, someone had Fireball and you were like, I can't eat Fireball, I can't even eat donuts. And then you were like, do a shot pussy. And I was like, no. And you were like, ah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
That's
true.
Didn't
That is
take
true.
much.
Not in those exact words, but
No,
it's all
in more of a
kind of.
It was more of a vibe. You may not have said the word pussy.
You
or
tried
do
to
it.
hand off the shot, and I didn't let you hand off the shot. I do remember that.
Well, there was that girl that was like, I love them, and she wanted to have two, and then after a little while, she was like, do you actually want it?
It's
And
funny that I can tell when you tell stories, I know who is and who isn't a listener. Because of the way that they get described. There's like that girl and a goofy accent. Because she was like German or somewhere from one of those Germanic countries.
She didn't have a goofy accent.
I know, but if she was a listener, you'd be like, oh, well, and Michelle said, you know, obviously I can't do her voice, but she said like she's from Europe somewhere. And she said, oh, here, have a shot. But now you're like, oh, some girl's like, who would do you want the shoot?
Yeah, and then someone bought Bruce like a whiskey or a rum or something that was 69%. And we had a sip of that, and I felt it go from my mouth to my stomach the entire way. And I was like, well, that hurts. And that was
Can't
it.
be allowed.
The night was fun. My favorite bit of the night, and I have been thinking about it nonstop because it replays in my brain on a loop, is you and Aiden are sitting on a bench. And the bench is, you know, it's a bench. It looks like a square.
seat.
It looks like a rectangle without the bottom. It's a long bench. And then your side of the bench collapses. So the bench is now on an angle, which means Aiden is just going to roll into you, which he almost does, but he catches himself. And you just go whoop, straight back
Like a turtle.
into the darkness. You were like on the edge of the fire where like you were sitting on the precipice of how far light would go.
Yeah.
And you fell into the darkness.
I was talking to you and then I turn around and you're not there anymore.
Ta-da.
And you were like, help me up. Help me up.
Well, everyone was like, oh, ha, ha, half laughing. And they're like, oh my God. And I was just, yeah, I'm fine. Just help me up. Someone help me up.
Yeah, because most of us are in our 20s and can do it under our own steam.
No, it's because I was half lying on a broken chair and I heard glass go over. And
that's
so I
Oh,
thought,
that's true. I didn't think about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to like just put my hands down next to me and just go straight into a broken tumbler.
That's the extra 20 years.
There you go.
Because I would have just gone.
Yeah, it's not my first chair explode collapse.
And
My first bench demolition.
It's like that time I said to you when I lived in the small house when you came through and you gave me
Still gives you joy.
you gave me the finger or something and then
Yeah.
you just like tripped up a little. Like
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
really trip.
You stumble.
Your slide just kind of caught a bit of brick and you went and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because it was you and I've never seen you trip before and so then to see you go backwards.
All the years I've spent on this podcast and just in our lives trying to do banter, come up with funny shit, think of like turns of phrase and whatnot. All I have to do is just fall off shit or slip my slide on something.
I was worried when you fell though, not just because of your age. I was just like, oh God, everyone.
You know what's concerning? If something had gone wrong, all anyone did was either laugh or be like, oh my God, is he dead? So, well, let's check and do something about it. If I cracked my head on the floor
I
and I
helped you
was
up.
dead, then everyone would, yeah, but there was like 20, 25 seconds of everyone
There
like,
was not. Don't exaggerate.
I would say.
We were right there.
I would say
the
10.
shit's about rubbish. What's
happened? When the chair went down, I went straight for you. I went straight for
Yeah,
the
we
thing.
both did.
And I was like, is everyone okay?
Not.
I did. And then
There was so much talking because I was lying down and like, it's cold on my back. Is that cold brickwork? I had all the time after, you know, we had a significant amount of that Jameson to be sitting there and being
Yeah,
like,
a lot.
it's cold on my back. Is the Jameson spilled because I heard a glass go tink? Or is it just the cold of the tiles? Because it's a cold night. We're sitting in front of this fire and then my back's where the light wouldn't go, as you say. And in all that time, I had the time to think all of that. Someone say something and me go, yeah, someone just help me up.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes when people fall over and they get embarrassed and stuff, they're like, don't touch me. I don't want your help. So, you know,
I have no
there was
pride.
a second there where I was like, I don't want to be presumptuous and offer you my hand and have you be like, I don't fucking fuck off.
You
I
just
don't
wait
need
at the
it.
top for when I could do it myself. You go, toxic masculinity.
Yeah. We did drink a lot of that Jameson.
We drank all the Jameson.
Yeah, and I didn't want.
And then you got more.
And I had this weird idea in my mind that I hadn't drank that much. Because even after everyone
Yeah, you
had
kept
gone,
saying it. I'm like, baby.
Yeah, when I got behind the barbecue, which was way later in the evening, where Bruce was like, "Hey, you want to start the barbecue? We'll cook us some meat." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
That wasn't that late.
Yeah, but I still remember doing it and being like, "I shouldn't be doing this." because I was picking the meat up and I was getting lost between things I was doing, and I was like, wait, how long have them hamburgers been on for?
Yeah, okay.
I remember being like, I shouldn't be doing this, but
That's
also
the problem is I think it feels longer than it was because it was only a couple of hours, but because it's wintry time now, it's getting darker earlier. So it's like 10 p.m. I'm going to the barbecue, but it was only like 7, and we went out there at like 4.
I do remember being like, it's only 9:30. Saying that, and
Me.
and we're all yawning and drunk and yawning.
That's right, because Aiden showed up. He's like, "Yeah, I've got to go to the city." Like the city at midnight?
The night's over.
Like
That's
7:30.
And then we not bullied, but we were like, hey, Ellie, you're hitting the cameras. Ellie, move. Yeah, you're not gonna move. Whatever. We were like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to see a show. I'm like, who's in the show? And he's like, oh, it's a good friend of mine, really good friend of mine. I'm like,
we're really good friends of yours.
Nah, don't. And then somehow we convinced him to bail on his friend and stay. And
So it's Bruce's birthday. You'll shatter him into a million pieces if you leave.
it's going to hurt him. Is what it's going to do.
I think it was playing the Round the Twist theme that brought him round.
True. In the car, yeah.
The Round
And
the
then-
Twist theme.
Yes, I orchestrated that.
Good times, good vibes. And I got so drunk I did that thing that I always do when I'm super drunk, is when people come inside and I just order a bunch of pizzas without consulting anybody on whether they might
I was
actually want pizza.
surprised that they showed up. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, because you were like, I'm ordered pizzas, but it's a surprise. And I'm like, hang on, they're going to leave. You need to tell them or they'll leave before it gets
Happy
here.
birthday, where's Bruce?
And Bruce has gone to bed by this point. It was because I've done it before where people are so drunk but the party's still kicking, and then like 6 pizzas show up and everyone's like, fuck, this is the best. I did leave it a little bit too late.
I still thought it was the best.
Yeah, it was the fucking good pizza. I was
It wasn't
really,
bad pizza.
I
Where
was
was that
stoked.
from?
Mr. I shouldn't say it.
Mr. Pizza.
I've mentioned far too many places
You reckon
and
you get triangulated?
things around me.
Yeah.
Oh, I could easily get triangulated. That's
True.
what I've worked
I'll
out.
triangulate you.
Oy! So that was that. That was a fun little weekend thing. I love a house party.
Yeah,
I
they're
fucking
good,
love a
aren't they?
house party. That's the thing I will like. I don't like going places,
This is true.
but I will go to a house party
Go the fuck to a house party.
without any worry. I love a house party.
Okay.
If a party's at a house, even if it's on the other side of Melbourne, I'll be there. I love a house party. I don't like going out. That's it. That's
And the
my
ideal house party is a party at your house
right
party.
here, baby. Actually, I found out the ideal house party is a party that Bruce hosts here, because then I can still go inside my house and hide.
Leave, yes.
Yeah, it's the best.
Nice one.
Yep.
We've got the formula down. We've just got to make Bruce have a lot more parties then.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run out of benches pretty quickly, though.
Anyone else got some stuff going on this week? I got a bunch of things I can talk about, but I don't want to bloody steamroll here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's something.
You want
Here's the
to
thing. Is it when someone's like, tell a joke? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard a million jokes. I can't think of one joke.
You want to hear about that VR porn game I played?
Yeah, all right.
So you can watch this. Anyone can watch this if you go to Send Noobs. It's
As long as you're over 18.
well, I cut it. I trim it. I can't put stuff on YouTube that's
Okay.
so it's viewable by anybody.
Right.
It's called VR Kanojo.
And what does that translate to?
I'm not sure. I guess
Virtual reality
like
something, I'm sure.
16-year-old Japanese girl shows her
Right.
put.
Is Kanojo a character from something, or is it like a term?
I got no idea, to be honest.
I want to know.
Kanojo.
Kanojo. Probably should have put this in an incognito.
So
The advertising you're going to get.
what does it mean?
Rent a Girlfriend is
No.
a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by this person. It has been blah, blah, blah. It says Kanojo Okarishimasu, so that might be the character's name.
I'm not sure.
But either way, if you just put in Kanojo, that's what comes up. It's the Rent a Girlfriend Japanese manga series.
It's very accurate. So
Yeah.
I'm going to paint you guys a picture of this game. And again, go to Send Noobs, you can watch the whole thing. So the game starts with a warning that says, make sure no one's home, close your doors. You don't want to get caught doing this. And it also comes with a warning that says all of the characters in this game are over 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Which feels like, I don't know how many 18-year-olds are wearing schoolgirl uniforms and need help with their maths. which is the plot of the game.
Sure, you can draw a picture of a kid and say this character is over
Like,
18
yeah.
if you want to.
Well, I still need help with my math, so
It's true. And you do have that little uniform, I love. So it opens and you're sitting on a chair, and the whole game is just you sitting on a chair. You can look
wait,
around.
what opens?
The game.
Oh,
game.
phew. All right.
You sit on a chair. You don't really do much with the hands. I think you do have the controllers, but they're not hands. They're just controllers, so it's pretty average. Also, the game costs $69, which I think
Nice.
is intentional. But also very expensive for about 30 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Wow, you lasted that long?
So you sit on the chair, and the way you do stuff is you look, and then you hold your vision there, and it does a little circle, and that's how you interact with stuff. It's fucking lazy.
Okay.
But it's like this little Japanese girl speaking Japanese and saying like mum, mum, where's the soup? Like, and then she comes into the room to hang out with you, and you're like her boyfriend, and you're there to tutor and help her with stuff. And she like sits down in front of you and like does cutesy stuff, and then says, "Oh, can you help me? What's the capital of Japan?" And then you got to be like, you can look at Kyoto, or you can look at like New York or some fucking thing where you can't fuck it up.
Or the actual capital, which is
What is it?
go. You got it.
Is it not Kyoto?
No.
Well, Kyoto was the answer, so maybe it wasn't capital. They were saying
Okay.
something of Japan.
It's Tokyo, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Is that just the biggest one, and Kyoto is actually the capital?
Don't know. Either way, Kyoto was the correct answer to whatever I said.
Well,
No, it is Tokyo.
Oh.
there you go.
I
I think Kyoto
Oh,
used
there's
to be.
two because of historical reasons. Yeah, Kyoto used to be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, whatever it was, answer was Kyoto.
Yep.
Um,
I'm actually a bit of a weeb, so if you've got any questions, let me know.
and then she gets.
Is weeb a slur? Do we need to
I
cut that?
don't know.
I just heard it
No,
from the
because
internet.
it's against white people, and you're a white people.
Phew.
It's
So
fine.
you know you fucking
Thank
honky.
the Lord.
You honky cracker. So then she gets tired
Yeah.
and she wants to have a nap. And she like lays on the bed on her back and puts her knee up so you can see under her skirt. Oh, by the way, the entire time you can interact with her and you can lift her skirt up to look at her panties, and she doesn't do anything.
How do you know that?
And you can move her hair. I did it. You know, I had to see. And she lays there, and then you get teleported to a chair closer to her, and then she has all these interaction markers on her where you can tickle her, and that's what you do. You tickle her knee, you tickle her tummy, you tickle her vag, you tickle her. She never does like takes her clothes off or anything at that point.
Yeah.
And you can make her boobies move, and you like tickle her boobies, and that's the whole thing. Is just that.
Yeah.
There's also a giant vibrator sitting on the bed for
Yeah, 100%.
whatever reason. You can pick that up and do the same. It does the exact same thing as you do with
Yeah.
your hands. And then you're like, "Are you done with this section?" And you look at the "I'm done" window. You're like, "Okay, I'm done."
I'm
And then
finished.
she-
I'm done. Yeah.
And then she goes, "Oh,
I'm spent.
I'm still so tired." And she rolls over
Yeah,
onto her tummy,
Tickle the whole time.
and then you do the exact same interaction game, but with her back.
Yeah.
And then you look at the "I'm done" window, and you go, "I'm done." And then you get teleported back to the original seat, which is a bit further away from the bed. And she's like, "Oh, I love to stretch. Stretchy stretch." And she like lifts her legs up, and she does a stretch where she just like rolls back so you can just see her bum and her panties. And then sits down. It's like, okay. And then she sits down in front of you and she goes, "Jeepers, I'm hungry. You know what I really need is some, I think, I don't know what she called it, but it's like pokey sticks. They're like little
Go catch them all.
Dango.
Dango?
Has it got like little
No, it's just a
candy things on a
No,
stick?
it's just chocolate covered.
Oh.
I'm sure you can get. So it's like a thin wafer, like a twig.
Oh, Pocky.
Pocky, that's
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
So and she's like, "I'm eating Pocky." She goes, "Num num num, num num num." She's, "Oh, you know what would be fun?" And she puts it in her mouth, and then you have to use your headset and go and bite the Pocky until you accidentally kiss her, and then that's that bit. She's like, "Oh, that was so crazy." Anyways, better keep doing homework. And she like climbs up on a chair to get a book, and she's like jumping so you can like just see her underpants. And then she's like, "I'm thirsty now," and she has a glass of water, and then there's a cockroach on the ground. She goes, "Oh," and just pours the water all over her shirt. And she's like, "Oh no, my shirt's all wet." And you can see her bra through her shirt. And she's like, "I need a change." And she starts to change. She goes, "You're not allowed to look." And then you have to look away. And by the way, you never look back and see her do anything. You just look away, and then it teleports to the next section where she's got a new shirt on. And then
Matt, this sounds really great, like a really great game, but you're telling it like shit.
sorry,
Sexy it up.
final section.
Okay.
That's how
Final boss.
It goes to
Yep.
the last section, and she's like, "I can't control myself. We have to kiss." and then you put you have to put your webcam near her face, which is really uncomfortable. And then she goes like, until you pull back. She goes, that was great. The end.
What is this thing with like fucking? I mean, I'm taking a stab in the dark here, but I'm gonna make an educated guess. Sweaty fucking 45-year-old man with this like, we're kissing, and the schoolgirl thing of like the doing homework on the bed and shit.
It's somehow creepier that you don't rip her clothes off and fuck her.
Yeah.
It's like which I wouldn't want to do either, by the way. I'm just saying, it's somehow creepier that it's this like, it's living in this genre.
It's that whole weird Japanese imported to Western culture thing of like, all that ooh-woo shit. I just can't get my head around it.
I think the people who make these games and the people who play them should face the firing squad. Quite frankly. Where was I when you were making out with this Japanese schoolgirl?
Well, you know.
Yeah, Matt, where was I as well?
Doesn't matter. It's all recorded. It's therefore it's my job and I can't get in trouble.
Is that better or worse that it's been recorded for posterity? My boyfriend doing that.
All on record, Your Honor.
It's very fucking. I'll be honest. It's quite funny. I did a really good job with this video.
And how much of a stiffy did you have while you were playing this?
I had no stiffies, by the way.
I've heard vag and stiffy in the recounting of this story. It's two words I've not heard in a long time.
Yeah, it's very fucked.
Yeah, right.
And it's very transparent, that whole intro where it's like, everyone here's 18.
What are the reviews for that like?
What, I can look it up.
If you scroll down and see the reviews where it's like, this game was not immersive, clothes on whole time.
Let's have a look. Do you want me to just read mine or get everyone else's?
It's hard to type with sticky fingers.
Oh, that's funny. That's my Steam username. VR Konojo. You know what I was most pissed off about?
What were you pissed off about, mate?
Was the price.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You can't return it?
Oh no, it's easily returnable.
This game is literally unwankable.
It is a bit rich to have to pay $69 when you don't even get to.
Very true. Oh, but you want to see some photos? Some
Nah.
God,
images?
no.
Okay. Just so you get an idea, I'll just show you this one. You get an idea of like the context. Like that's what you sort of see. You sit on a chair and
Yeah, I
she's
hate it.
there being like, oh no. All right, let's take a look at some reviews for VR Konojo. Steam will tell all your friends that you are playing this game. 3.3 hours on record.
Sucked in.
Oh, I'm going to go look yours up.
0.9 hours, not recommended. I'm so lonely. 2 hours. This time I might actually do it. I don't know what that means.
Kill himself because he doesn't have anybody to love
Is there like alternate endings? Did you just not click the right
There
interaction
are.
things?
Like I went to the
Yeah,
level
okay.
select and there were a few, but I don't think any of them get the girl naked because it's like a missing stage that transitions into another stage. And I got the ending and the pre-ending. So I don't think there's like
Pre-ending.
well, the stage before the ending.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any room for her to just take her clothes off halfway through the game.
In a world full of naked ladies, just, take you 2 seconds to find some, why would you spend $70 to not get a naked lady?
I guess
The thrill of the chase?
before you buy,
that's-
you don't know that.
That's what I'm saying about the creepy thing. It's like this middle ground of like nothing's happened, but I still like just the kissing and the eating pocky and the doing homework.
Yeah, everything that suggests that this is an underage person.
Yeah. 4.7 hours, my balls burn.
What does that mean?
Someone said she's racist. Best game I have ever played, but worst post-nut realization.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
At least you've got the post-nut realization.
Oh,
yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
this person got 23 hours on record, and
Oh,
they said
God.
I love Illusion about 30 times. Just I love Illusion. I
Is
love
Illusion the character?
Oh, it could be the game developer. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
23 hours.
6 hours. Adult entertainment, but also some of the best VR has to offer. Very immersive. First of all, not true. I played the game. It's
Yeah.
god awful.
The
I
graphics are shit.
didn't shoot one zombie. But the graphics are actually great.
The rendering's good.
They're really good.
Well,
yeah.
maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Girl. Yuck. All right, doesn't matter.
That's where you draw the line, whatever that was.
Girl go it make my monkey brain go ooh.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can see why you didn't want to read it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more of these. Ooh, Ellie, come on now. Watch out.
Smooth transition.
You know what else I got to do at the party? I got to tell my favorite Benno story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast before.
It's not shirt above head and shed.
That's a great one. Shirt above.
How is there a better one than that?
It's the one about him trying to get as many high fives as he could.
Oh, yeah.
So he went to, I don't know, I think it was his birthday in the city somewhere. And then from getting home, which is like a half-hour train trip, and then like a 10-minute walk, if that. He's like, I'm going to see how many high fives I can get all the way home. And he got up to like 200 or something. But we were walking from the train. He high-fived everybody on the train. Like he was going into carriages where we couldn't see him anymore. And he was walking down past, I guess I can say where it is because I don't live there anymore, down the Palace, which is the name of the pub. And when you run into the Palace, it's all different rooms. It's like a Benny Hill thing where like all the rooms are connected by a central room and the front is glass. So we could see him running through all these different rooms, getting high fives from everybody. People at the pokies being like, I miss my family, and high fiving. And then he runs into the smoke room, the smoke lounge. Oh, she's going to fucking knock that cable again.
Smooth
He's in
transition.
the smoke lounge. He's running up and he runs up to this one guy. And obviously I can't hear them because we're outside, but I just see them like mouthing back and forth to each other, like talking. And the other guy's like looking a bit aggressive. And then Ben just reaches into his wallet and gives him $20 and runs straight back out. And he was like, we got to go. I thought he was going to hit me. And that's my favorite memory.
Good old Benno.
Apart from the shirt thing. That's also quite fucking funny.
He's
Yeah.
good value.
Ben is great. I love hanging out with Ben. And if you're listening right now, Ben, I love you. That's all the podcast content I have for today.
You are the best of the Bens.
I wrote down this thing.
Here we go.
It's more of an anecdote than anything else.
All right.
And again, my hatred for the man. But it's officially been 10 years since, I think it was Wall Street Journal, released a video, which was an interview with Elon Musk where he said, I'll put a man on Mars in 10 years. And all he's done is buy Twitter. So,
Not even successfully.
yeah. Can't even get a guy on the moon.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. He's
You don't
an
like
interesting
Elon?
one. His whole thing was like the internet was in love with him for 15 seconds, and then now they're all like, fuck this guy. Remember it was the start. He was like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh my God, he's changing the world. Teslas are great. They're a cool car. Everything's cool. He's going to build these crazy tunnels. And then they're just shit tunnels. And then he went on Joe Rogan and got high and looked like a fucking idiot. And then like the meme started of like, Elon Musk proves that you can smoke weed and not be cool. And then like immediately his stock just started to plummet. And then he did the whole Dogecoin thing. And everyone's like, fuck you, you pump and dumper.
Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast.